Center of attention tonight in Annapolis, but not because of the shape they're in. Instead, a group demonstrated against the shape some drivers are in. The group is Mothers Against Drunk Drivers, and Patrick McGrath reports that for the second year in a row, the MAD members are a major influence on the legislature.
300 persons came to Annapolis on this cold and windy night to participate in the candlelight vigil. Most shared in common having known someone who was injured or killed by a drunk driver.
I'm here because our son, Brian Robertson, was killed on August the 21st of this past year while riding his bicycle in front of our home.
The drunk driver who killed young Brian Robertson got a year in jail, but Mr. and Mrs. Robertson still don't think society understands the problem posed by the drunk driver.
Unfortunately, people think, well, that could be me. But it's not them. We're not talking about the person that takes 1 drink or 2 drinks. We're talking about the person that takes 5, 6, 7, 8 drinks in an hour and then gets in behind the wheel of a car. It's like arming a 4,000-pound weapon and aiming it at society.
Brian Robertson's grandfather is Lieutenant Colonel John Lowe, a 30-year veteran of the Maryland State Police.
I've delivered many, death messages to other people over the 30 years, and now I know what it means.
Colonel Lowe thinks judges should give drunk drivers stiffer sentences.
I talked to a judge the other day, and the judge said to me, if we follow your policy and get tough, there's no place to put these people. We're running out of places to put them. And my response to that, sir, is this. We're running out of ground to put the victims.
Tell them we want something done about the most often committed violent crime in our state. That's drinking and driving.
Later this week, the House of Delegates will take up a bill to raise the legal drinking age to 21. It stands a good chance of passage this year, due in large part to the impact being made by the victims of drunk drivers. This is Patrick McGrath, Channel 2 News Scene at the House of Delegates in Annapolis.
A legislative committee studying the state's transportation
Statistics showing a steep decline in traffic-related deaths in the first month of 1982. Only 30 people died on Maryland highways this January, compared to 67 last year. Now, those statistics come on a night when many Marylanders are becoming more and more concerned with the problem of drunk drivers on our roadways. Tonight at the State House at Annapolis, supporters of Mothers Against Drunk Drivers held a candlelight vigil to demonstrate their concern to legislators. Meredith Buell has more.
Tonight's rally erased any doubts that the issue of drunk driving has caught the attention of people throughout Maryland. Hundreds came to the Capitol for the second annual candlelight vigil in memory of all those who have been killed or injured on state roads. The rally was organized by MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Drivers. The head of the state chapter is Dot Sexton.
First of all, I'm simply ecstatic from the bottom of my heart that all these people have turned out. We are still waiting for busloads to come through yet. And to accomplish, we want our legislators to know these people care.
Among those at the rally were people whose families had been victimized by drunk drivers. A list was formed, and the names were read aloud from the State House steps.
Tony Batman, age 4. Peter Wigger, age 16. Dawn Grimes, age 19.
As the names were read, family and friends of the victims found it difficult to hide their emotions.
Myers, 19. Karen Left.
The purpose of the rally was to show legislators that there is a great deal of public support for tightening the state's drunk driving laws. Tom Sexton, whose 15-year-old son was killed by a drunk driver, urged the demonstrators to contact their legislators.
Remind them we're dealing with human suffering. And I think the examples at this past weekend where there were 3 serious accidents caused by alleged drunk drivers, we can't wait very much longer.
Legislative goals of the group include a new tax on alcohol, mandatory chemical tests for drivers involved in serious accidents, and most important, repeal of the law that allows teenagers to drink. Because of support from groups like this, legislation to raise the legal drinking age has gained a great deal of momentum here at the State House. The House of Delegates is expected to vote on a bill to raise the age to 21 later this week. Meredith Buell, Action News 11, Annapolis.
As the